Let's start with Brazil, because everybody wants to know. Did you see anything?
I haven't seen anything yet. No, but I've seen a lot of great people, though. There's a wonderful warmth and fun so far that I've experienced. I've really enjoyed. Getting ready to start a movie called Flypaper, which is from the writers of The Hangover.
You were a producer of the movie, too.
Producing that movie, yes, and starring in that. And then we're in the process of casting. And then I start Transformers 3. Grey's has been on for a number of years now, and my contract is up in a couple of years, and you're trying to, transition. And I certainly think that if you're in control of the material, you have a better chance of having some longevity. So that's sort of the goal in the direction I want to go in now, is really being able to produce things that I can star in that can, instead of waiting for the phone to ring, I can kind of change my own destiny that way.
And when did you realize you want to smell that?
I know, it's funny. I think it's great. Let's start off with my wife working with Avon. And the opportunity came up that was like, would you be interested in doing a cologne? And I mean, come on, if someone asks you, do you want to do a cologne, you have to say yes. You have to try it out. But at the same time, I didn't want to just, okay, here's what it is, that's it, you sign off. You have no ownership in the creation of it. I really wanted to get into understanding what it takes to put a cologne together. And I also enjoy Avon as a company and their foundation and their institution, what they do outside for breast cancer and all of those things. And it's been really an enjoyable experience.
What's the difference, unscripted and two?
Unscripted and two, well, coming up with a name for a cologne is extremely difficult because everything is taken. We had a hard time with unscripted, and unscripted was sort of about the concept or the idea, the marketing idea behind it was like, follow your passion. What's your individual? What is it that you find passionate? And hopefully when you smell that, it reminds you to at one point in your day, take a step towards that direction. And it's about the individual. And the second one, two, is about really your partner in life, or your wife, your lover, whoever that may be, and to take time for them so that you can, have that balance to go out in the world. And that's kind of just sort of came out of the symbol of the first one, and it just was like every other name had been taken. And I was like, why don't we just call it two, and let's honor, our relationships.
You car drive, race driving?
Yes, I have a racing team. I race in the Rolex series. I have a factory deal with Mazda. I also do voiceover work for them, and we run the Mazda RX-8. I've raced the Baja 1000. I've raced Le Mans 24 hours. The Daytona 24 hours, and I really love that. I mean, for me, I like the camaraderie, the fellowship, the sense of competition. It's about really controlling your emotions. I think Senna, well, it's great talking about racing and being in Brazil because of Senna, Canan, Castro Neves, a list of incredible drivers that have come out of this country in the heritage here with racing.
You did a lot of romantic comedies during this past few years. Mm-hmm. You're comfortable with that?
Yeah, I think I want to try something else, though. I need to push myself a little bit more and try different things. The romantic comedies came to me because I had a certain amount of time during my hiatus, and those were the movies that were presented to me, and it was very hard to say no to employment. So I like romantic comedies. They're fun to do. I think they're very challenging to do because a lot of them have been done.
You're aware that you've been a big success in Brazil with Can't Buy Me Love.
Yes, that was 20-some years ago, yes.
Yeah, because of they did not on the screen, on the theaters, but on home video.
Yes, yes. That was the movie that really sort of launched my career.
Happened all over the world?
All over the world, yeah. I mean, that movie is beloved by a lot of people, and it's great when people come up to me, because of Grace is the success. They always mention, I loved you when you were doing Can't Buy Me Love.
You started very early to be an actor.
I started off in a vaudeville troupe when I was, I think, 13 or 14, juggling. In a lot of movies I juggle in now because people find that to be an interesting skill. But I've been noticing today, the one thing I noticed about Brazil is there are a lot of young kids that are juggling at the stoplights. I guess they're looking to sort of make a living. And today it was really quite moving because, I mean, that's really how I started, was that type of thing. And you put your hat down when you're out and you try to make the money. I almost got out of the car and tried to teach this one kid. He only had two, I think they were, they were lemons, right? they were limes. And I got this close to getting out of the car and picking up 3 to teach him how to juggle, because it's like he's not juggling, but the other guys were. So it was moving because, yeah, I mean, that's how my career started. I was a juggler in a vaudeville troupe.
You know, what was the big break? I mean, how did you manage to become
I did a talent competition. I raised enough money from my hometown in Maine to go down to New York City. I'd won the preliminary competition juggling. And then when I got to New York, I was so nervous because I'd never been to New York before, and I was convinced I was going to get mugged every time I stepped out of the hotel. I went out and I started performing, and I kept dropping. But every time I dropped, I would come up with a funny line. And I got to the next round, and I ended up winning and getting an agent. And the agent said, I'm going to represent you. I went back home. I got a call, come down. You're going to audition for a play called Torch Song Trilogy, which was a very big play at the time in New York on Broadway that Harvey Fierstein had written. And I got the part, and I lied about my age, dropped out of high school, and ran away with the show pretty much. And that's how it all kind of really started on a national level. I remember I got my equity card, I got my first paycheck, thinking I'd never have to work again. How crazy was I? And now here I am in Brazil selling cologne.
Yeah, we never go, do we? Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, always a pleasure. Tremendous honor.
Thank you very much.